LeBron James has been in the league for more than 2 decades and has done some things that put him in the GOAT conversation. Given the fact that the NBA is yet to turn 80 as an organization, LeBron has been running the show for more than a quarter of the lifetime of the entire organization. We have witnessed how his greatness has evolved throughout the years, and in this video, we will look back at one of his most dominant performances to this day. To set the scene, LeBron joined the NBA in 2003 when the Cleveland Cavaliers selected him first overall. The Cavs were trash at the time, and with LeBron's arrival, better days were coming for the team from Ohio. It took LeBron and the Cavs 3 seasons to grow into a playoff team. They reached the second round of the playoffs in 2006, losing to the Detroit Pistons in a 7-game series despite being up 3-2. That was a huge lesson for LeBron, who realized that dominating the league in the regular season is one thing, and winning in the playoffs is something totally different. That loss was a tough pill to swallow, but LeBron and the Cavs were back in the playoffs the following 2006-2007 season. The Cavaliers finished second in the Eastern Conference with a 50-32 record, 3 wins behind the Pistons. LeBron averaged 27.3 points per game that year, being ranked 4th in the league, right behind Kobe Bryant, Carmelo Anthony, and Gilbert Arenas. He was only 22 years old at the time and finished 5th in the MVP voting, with Dirk Nowitzki taking the award. All that was proof that LeBron was going in the right direction, but he was focused on winning and winning now. For the second consecutive season, the Cavaliers faced the Washington Wizards in the opening round and had no problem sweeping them. The New Jersey Nets were a tougher opponent in the second round, but the Cavs got the job done in 6 games. The Detroit Pistons, who defeated them the previous season and won the NBA championship only 3 years ago, were awaiting in the Eastern Conference Finals. LeBron James was up for the challenge, even though the Pistons had a deeper roster and the playoff experience none of the Cavs players had at the time. The Cavs had Eric Snow at the point, Sasha Pavlovich at the 2, Drew Gooden as the power forward, and Zydrunas Ilgauskas at the center. Only Larry Hughes and Anderson Varejao had significant roles coming off the bench. On the other side, the Pistons had multiple all-stars like Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, and Rasheed Wallace, the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year Ben Wallace, and Tayshaun Prince, a defensive specialist whose role was to guard LeBron. On the bench, the Pistons had Chris Webber, Antonio McDyess, Dale Davis, and Jason Maxiell, who were ready to get in and get physical with LeBron. So looking at the roster, it is safe to say that it was LeBron against the Pistons, a 22-year-old player against tested, tough guys who have been through many playoff battles. The Pistons had the home court advantage, but the Cavs were the team that had a better start in Game 1. Cleveland had a 6-point lead at halftime, which, knowing the way basketball was played at the time, was more significant than you may think. The Pistons locked the Cavs to only 14 points in the third quarter to take over the lead and close the game out with a 79-76 win. LeBron had the ball with 12 seconds to go and a Pistons 2-point lead. He drove to the paint, being triple-teamed, and made a good pass to Donyell Marshall, who was open in the corner. Marshall was a 35.1% three-point shooter for the season, and with nobody even close to him, LeBron's pass made a lot of sense. That makes even more sense since LeBron was only 5 of 15 for the night. However, Marshall missed, and the Pistons grabbed the rebound and took the lead in the series. LeBron's decision to pass on the last shot was something that most of the players would do, but given the circumstances, many called him out on that, expecting him to take the last shot. He almost recorded a triple-double with 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists, but that last pass did not convert, and the Cavs ended up short. LeBron could not wait to get back on the court for Game 2, but the outcome was the same. By the same, I mean identical. The Pistons won that one with the same score as the first one, 79-76, and all the similarities with the first game are absolutely unbelievable. Game 2 loss was an even tougher pill to swallow, as the Cavs had a 12-point lead at halftime after winning the second period 34-18. In the second half, the Pistons played their recognizable defense, limiting the Cavs to 13 points in each of the final 2 quarters and winning the game by 3. The Cavs had a 1-point lead in the last minute, before Rasheed Wallace made a contested jumper over LeBron. James again had the ball with 12 seconds left, and the Cavs down by 1. He learned the lesson from the previous game, and passing was not something he had on his mind. LeBron missed a turnaround jumper. Hughes grabbed the rebound and missed an open jumper, and Varejao missed the tip-in as the time expired. Another missed opportunity, and another loss that put the Cavs 2-0 down. LeBron had 19 points on 7 of 19 shooting, with 7 assists and 6 rebounds, and again, he was the one who lost the game for the Cavs. The series moved to Cleveland, and now the Cavs had no room for another mistake. Going down 3-0 was not an option for them, and LeBron let everybody know that. The Pistons were now the team with the better start to the game, but the Cavs ended up winning that 188-82. LeBron was excellent, recording 32 points on 12 of 21 shooting and adding 9 assists and 9 rebounds. The Cavs shot nearly 50% from the field, and 3 other Cavs players scored in double figures. The momentum shifted to their side, and the Cavs showed up ready for Game 4. They had a 7-point lead at halftime, but the Pistons erased all that and went into the last one with a 2-point advantage. Cavs backup guard Daniel Gibson had a solid game, scoring 21 points off the bench for the Cavs. Drew Gooden added 19 points and 8 rebounds, and LeBron finally had much-needed help in the series. James took over the final quarter to lead the Cavs to a 91-87 win to tie the series at 2 wins apiece. James finished the game with 25 points on 8 of 19 shooting, adding 11 assists and 7 rebounds. Things looked much more promising for the Cavs at that point, but now they needed to go back to Detroit and handle the hostile environment at the Palace. What was about to happen in Game 5 is one of the most dominant playoff performances of all time, which is the main reason why we are looking back at this series. The game was very close, and the Cavs held a 1-point lead with just over 6 minutes left in regulation when LeBron had 19 points. He already had nightmares from the last 2 games played in Detroit, and he was so determined to avoid a similar outcome that he just grabbed the ball and got the job done. By the end of the game, which included 2 overtime periods, James would drop another 29 points, including 25 straight, and carry the Cavaliers to what was then easily one of their biggest wins in franchise history. The Pistons switched multiple players on him, double and triple teamed him, but LeBron was just unstoppable. Detroit had a 3-point lead in the final minute of the second overtime. Then, LeBron made a contested 3-pointer to tie the game before making a layup with 2 seconds left to win the game for Cleveland. He finished that one with 48 points on 18 of 33 shooting from the field, along with 9 rebounds and 7 assists. How good he was in this game was best described by 𝐃𝐞𝐁𝐫𝐴. "We threw everything we had at him. We just couldn't stop him," said the Pistons point guard after the game. The series was about to go back to Cleveland again, but now the Cavs had a 3-2 lead. The Pistons have been through a lot in the previous seasons. They beat the Lakers to win the 2004 NBA championship and end their 3-year dominance, and then lost a decisive Game 7 to the San Antonio Spurs in the 2005 NBA Finals series. Being under pressure was an ordinary thing for these Pistons, and going against a 22-year-old in a do-or-die game was something they thought they could handle. But the Cavs were more than just LeBron in Game 6. The score was tied going into the final quarter, and then the Cavs stepped on the gas to win that period by 16 and close out the series with a 98-82 win. LeBron had 20 points, 14 rebounds, and 8 assists, and surprisingly was not the top scorer on the Cavs team. Gibson had the best game of his career, making 7 of 9 3-point attempts to finish with 31 points. The Cavs held the Pistons to only 35.9% shooting from the field and 21.4% from 3-point territory. The series was over, and the Cavs were heading to their first NBA Finals ever. The San Antonio Spurs were waiting there with Tim Duncan in his prime and Greg Popovich on the path to becoming the best coach in the league. LeBron and the Cavs were quite good, but did not win a single game in that series. However, what LeBron James did in the Eastern Conference Finals and how the Cavs managed to get back after being 2-0 down was the best run of the Cavs organization before they won their first ever NBA championship in 2016.